What's going on, you guys? It feels so good to be back filming. This is my first time filming in my cloffice, which we will get to later. But it feels so good to be in front of you guys, chatting with you guys, hopefully in the comment section below. This video is, I hate calling it life updates, but I feel like it's just catching up with friends, and I have not caught up with you guys in so long. And I just want to give you guys a rundown of what's been going on in my life in the last 9 months before I get back into the swing of filming. So if you guys are new here, my name is Wil Mikahson. I do videos on luxury, fashion, lifestyle, and travel. If any of those videos interest you, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every single time I load new videos. So as I said, this is just a catch-up video. Like, you guys know that I moved in with my partner at the end of 2022 in December, and life has been like full speed ahead ever since. I've been enjoying every moment of it, but it really left me with very little time. I'm not gonna say to film because I'm a content creator by nature, so I record everything I do, but just bringing it to YouTube has been a little bit of a challenge. Thus, the last couple of videos have been like Throwback Thursday, Flashback Fridays, and I will continue that if you're interested in seeing some past vlogs, like travel vlogs, because we have been doing a lot of traveling, which I will get into. Let's just start from the beginning. Now, you guys know that we got our keys on December 1st, 2022. So I had my old apartment until December 31st. I was like, you know what? I'll have the movers move the big stuff, and I'll just slowly bring, and they brought more than just the big stuff, right? But I was like, I have them do the big stuff, and I will just slowly bring things throughout the month. Well, those things weren't thinking, okay? I said that I was not gonna be that person moving on December 31st, and who was that person moving on December 31st? Me. And I was gone at one point for so long, and it was like raining that day, and Joey's like, I don't know what you're doing down there, I'm coming down, it's enough. And he walked into my old apartment like, what did you pay these movers all this money for? Because there's so much junk here. So reluctantly, he came down, he sort of, project managed the whole thing, managed to get everything out, put some stuff in our storage, and I closed that chapter, you guys. Like, literally doing that last walkthrough, closing all of my cabinets and saying goodbye to apartment 421 at the Quincy was just, it was the end of an era. Like, so much happened in that space. Like, I found myself, I found new friends. It just, I don't know, I loved living there, and it was very, very bittersweet because I do love living here. But yeah, so December 31st was a very, very long day. We, came home in the rain, just exhausted. All my fault because I waited to the last minute. But we came home, we passed out. I think he woke me up to say Happy New Year. We kissed each other and like clonked back out on the couch. And then January 1st of 2023, we started this new chapter of our lives together. In January, our daughter turned 10, and she had a birthday party at Thrills in Danbury, Connecticut. It is like this amazing place, bouncy, laser tag, I feel like, arcade games, like anything you can imagine indoors, they have it. So we did that, and it was a really, really fun time. Joey almost gave me a heart attack that day because he was doing like the bouncy thing and trying to flip in the air, and I thought he was gonna break his neck, and literally I felt like my heart jumped out of my chest as he was like pouncing up and down on this thing. But it was a fun day nonetheless. We had a really, really good time. February, our next big thing was like Valentine's Day, and we had Gianna that weekend, and I remember waking up and I was like, what am I gonna get this man? I didn't want to get him the typical like cologne. I wanted something he was going to use, something he had talked about, and he had been talking about like gaming systems and all this stuff. And so I said, PlayStation or Xbox? I know nothing about either one. So Gianna and I went to GameStop, and I think it's called GameStop. We went to GameStop, and I was going back and forth, and ultimately, aesthetic-wise, I picked the white one for him because I love white aesthetic. So we picked that up, and he came home and he loved it. He started playing it immediately. He loves Harry Potter, so he's been playing that new Harry Potter release game where you like make the character look like yourself, and he played that game for like months and months and months. And so he got like this NBA game that he loves. But so I got him that. He got me what I'm using right now as a viewfinder, a brand new MacBook Pro, you guys. I think it's the 14 or 15 inch, the 2023 version. He supports this channel so much. He's always like, how do I get you to film again? You know, what can I do? What can I buy you? How can I support you? And he's just such a supportive partner. And it's hard to find that in people these days who support your passions if they don't really necessarily make money, or, you know, if it doesn't involve them. Like, some people are just not really here for it, but he's been truly, truly supportive in getting me back to where I am today, including the gift he got me for my birthday, which I'll get to in a minute. Also in February, you guys know that I go on my annual Cousins Weekend. And as of last year, I started like tacking on Joey's vacation because he is a principal, and he gets off that same week. So I'm like, okay, perfect. This year, we're going to go to Cousins Weekend, and then we're going to fly from the Outer Banks to a location for vacation. And just logistically, I couldn't make all the puzzle pieces work. And I wound up not forgetting. I forgot to take the days off from work. And then I was like, you know what? This is just never going to happen. I never went to Cousins Weekend. We never went on vacation. So he's like, let's just push vacation back to April, which we did. But that President's Day weekend that we were home, we wound up, he started this whole thing. He's like, you guys remember my old apartment in 2019? I got that mattress, the Sturda Eye Comfort Memory Foam Gel, and I loved it. It was the best thing ever. And when he first met me, he's like, your bed is so comfortable. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm sinking, I'm not comfortable, you're not sleeping. He really was driving this point home that he wanted us to get a new mattress. And I was not signing up for that. But he said, let's walk into Mattress Firm. We walked into the Mattress Firm up the street from us, and I already knew walking in what was going to happen. And when I tell you, between the President's Day sale and just walking around and trying on all these mattresses, we found one that we really, really loved. And I knew that my poor baby at home was about to be trashed. So we wound up leaving with, I think it's called a Beauty Rest Black Luxury. And you guys, it is Black luxury. Like, this mattress with a price tag of $6,000 better be Black luxury, okay? We got the bed platform that goes up and down, and it's a lovely bed. We got the fancy pillows that go along with it. We can activate it with a remote control. Like, it's a really, really phenomenal experience. But I do miss the memory foam. And I believe that this does have a memory aspect to the mattress, but it's a great bed. I just miss, like, you know, the whole memory gel cooling thing that I used to have in the other bed. So we got that, and it was delivered, I think, within a week or a couple of days, or maybe the beginning of March. I can't remember, but that was our adventure for February, between Valentine's Day and getting a new mattress and figuring that whole thing out. And speaking of the mattress, we have a really deep pocket mattress. So we need deep pocket sheets. If anyone out there has a super thick mattress and you have sheets that stay on, please let me know. We cannot figure out for the life of us how to keep these sheets on the bed. Like, they pop off every single day. Not to mention, he just purchased like these suspenders that hold the corners. They're still coming off. So that's the whole bed situation. And, you know, I do love it. Like I said, I'm just trying to get comfortable with it. Like, one night I may like this position, the next night I like another position. I get comfortable one position, the cleaning lady comes, she puts the bed down, and then we're back at square one. So it's just this constant, not fight, but struggle, if you will, to just find my sweet spot with the bed. April comes around and it's time for us to go on this trip. Now, we are very last minute planners because our lives are just so chaotic and just trying to figure out logistics, and we usually just wind up pulling the trigger like a couple weeks before we go away. But in this case, we were trying to figure out our timeshare. And if you guys remember, I signed up for this timeshare reluctantly with him last year. And I don't know. every time you call, you can't get anybody on the phone. The connection's bad when you do get somebody on the phone. And just using their portal, it's not user-friendly. I want to look in, see my points, apply them, check out, and go. And this one, you see your discounts on the portal, but when you have to call to find out how many points you have and when they can be applied. And we thought we were getting a certain amount of points that was going to cover a week's vacation, which we were just so confused. At one point, I was like, we're going back to DR. That's where we're going, okay? We're going back to DR in April. We're gonna figure out our timeshare. We're gonna confront the people who sold this to us, and we're gonna just put the kibosh on it or figure it out, right? And we wound up going, and we were wrong in what we thought they mapped out for us. Basically, they're saying like with all the points that we're going to accumulate, you can acquire, I think, because our plan was like 750,000 points, which can cover a week's stay at a lower tier spot, but we like top tier things. So we just we heard 1 week free stay and we ran with it. So when we were trying to book a free week and they're like, your points cover 2 days, your points cover 1 day. And we were like, that's not what we were told. So we were fuming, but we flew to DR in April and we got a 4-day vacation and we confronted them the first day. We figured everything out. Like I said, we were wrong. We had a great time. I vlogged a little bit on that trip. But again, I was just in such a different headspace, like trying to figure out the timeshare and whatever the case may be. We did stay at in a different suite. If you guys remember from our vlog, and thank you so much to everybody who watched those vlogs from last year that I posted as a Throwback Thursday. We stayed at the Fuego Suites for his birthday last year. So this time I was like, let's kick it up a notch and stay at the Tierra Suites or the Veneto Suites, which are on the water basically, on the beachfront. And they're nice. It's a quasi duplex, the one that we stayed in, because you have like an outdoor terrace, you have a jacuzzi pool, a jacuzzi tub outside. Then you can walk up the steps and then there's a cabana and 2 chairs. Really nothing upstairs, but you can sort of you have a view of the ocean and you can bask in the sun. So it was nice to feel like you had a duplex, but if my memory serves me correct, I think I would just prefer the Fuego Suites that we had last year, specifically room 1111, which is what we had. And I think a few people asked me in the comments, like, what suite was this that I fought to get? It's 1111. At any rate, so that's what we did in April. And when we came back from that trip, like I think the next day, I think we flew in late, went to bed, got up, drove up to Gianna's talent show. She had a talent show and she came in first place for doing comedy. And you guys, she was outstanding. Her and her grandfather work on the material and it's top tier. And there were people coming up to our party like, hey, I didn't even vote for my kid who played the guitar or who sang or who also did comedy. Your daughter was phenomenal. So like everyone loved her. She basically got a standing ovation. It was a really, really fun time. And I'm just so proud of her. She knocked it out of the park. Let me just back up. January through like March, April, I spent time working on this closet. IKEA, I was so mad with them. I'm glad I didn't really film. I did film me building this closet, which I did all myself, but I was gonna really do a video like ripping them to shreds, but I had to just calm down. Like I needed to calm my spirit because their stock issues were just sending me. And I could have done this whole closet in one weekend in the beginning of January and been fine. But waiting for this shelf, this frame, to come in, I literally spent, like I said, the first quarter or more of this year building this closet. It was a full-time job, checking stock, doing this, like blah, blah, blah. On top of the traveling, the talent shows, and just all the things that we have every weekend and working 3 jobs and just craziness. Anyway, I just went off on a whole tangent. So basically, we came right back from DR, went to Gianna's talent show. I forgot that the day after Gianna's talent show, my baby Brandy was getting married, so we went to her bridal shower. Oh, and then we had, I think, another day free of our taken off time from work. So I surprised Joey with tickets to the Museum of Broadway in the city. And you guys, it was such a phenomenal experience. If you love Broadway, if you're a Broadway buff, I love Broadway, but Joey can tell you the runtime of shows, who played in what seasons. And, he's a Broadway history buff. And it was just nice. We both love it. It was just nice to see his eyes light up walking through and seeing some of these exhibits that just sort of paid homage to these iconic shows that have graced Broadway and the entire Broadway movement, right? Like, it was just such a beautiful experience, and I'm so glad I was able to give him that. That kind of like wrapped up our vacation. It was like DR talent show, Museum of Broadway, because I think it was the following weekend. I can't remember exact dates, but I think the following weekend, Joey was officiating his first wedding, you guys. I am so happy for him. Like, we're gonna pimp him out. I'm gonna be his manager. I'm gonna be looking up how much it costs to officiate weddings. He did it in like 5 minutes, like standing in the kitchen. He went online, like got his certification, and we're off to the races. But it was so nice I felt like a proud parent, you know, like just like filming him walking down the aisle and during the ceremony. He married our two friends, Sammy and Chris, and congratulations again to them. It was such a lovely, lovely wedding. It was like a Gatsby theme, and it was Joey and I's first wedding together. So it was really, really nice. So many great moments happening throughout the entire day, like just phenomenal. So that was the end of April. And then May, we just kind of laid low because we had another wedding, Memorial Day weekend. So, and it's his work daughter, who's also my daughter now. It's her and her now husband got married. They're also having a baby now. I'm so excited. But they got married Memorial Day weekend on Sunday. So Saturday, Joey and I just basically stayed home. He grilled. So I think it was my first time tasting his grill food. He loves to grill. So we stayed home in one of our courtyards. We grilled. We just chilled out together, enjoyed each other. Went to the wedding the next day, which was a blast. It was my first time meeting his good staff, right? Like, he's got, I think, hundreds of teachers under him, but like, these are his like stars. And then I also met his administration team with him at the helm. It was just a really beautiful day. They're like my extended family. Like, you know, I love them all so much, and I'm so glad that they're his support team and vice versa. So that was Memorial Day weekend. And then the following weekend, Gianna was a part of Girls on the Run, the Hudson Valley chapter, if you will. They had the 5K, I think it was a 5K, at Legoland. It was just such a great day. The weather turned out to be nice. It was a little chilly in the beginning, but it was a beautiful day to see people out for a cause. So many young girls with their fathers running with them, their mothers, their neighbors, their support system, and just, like I said, for a really, really good cause. We had such a good time. They had a vendor there that was selling like GOTR, Girls on the Run shirts. So I got some for myself, Joey, and Vinny, his ex-husband, Gianna's other dad. So it was just really, really nice to just be amongst family and friends and just for a great cause. So we did that the following weekend after Memorial Day weekend. Now here's where the summer started to turn upside down, okay? Gianna came back with us that weekend after Girls on the Run, like literally immediately after Girls on the Run, we drove back down here. And we went out to eat, and they're like, you know, Joey's never had a dog. Gianna has Rosie, who I love, who lives with her full-time up with her other dad. And I already had a dog, and I said I wasn't getting another dog because I thought Sky was gonna be in heaven rolling around. Like, seriously, I'm your one and only. We were eating, and I said, okay, we will go look at puppies. Like, we will go look, and that's it. Now, I'm gonna get into where we were going on vacation next, but like, we go to the place, and all the tears are coming. Like, why can't I take the dog home? I want the dog. I found a dog. I love the dog. And we're literally leaving for vacation in 4 or 5 days. Like, we can't get a puppy and then like jump ship. And so I was like, it's my fault. It is totally my fault. I should have never said, let's go look at puppies. But because I'm such a sucker, written across my forehead, we did it. But we're like, no, we are going on vacation in 5 days. It's not happening. So we leave again, more tears, more whining. Joey and I started this thing last year. And because I want to take him to see the world, him not having been outside of the country, like, and I want to just show him everything. At this point, we had been to Mexico, DR twice, and I was like, this trip has to be somewhere where neither one of us have been, and we can explore together. And you guys, we chose Aruba, and it was the most amazing place we had ever been. And I'm glad that we got to explore that place together. It's this tiny, 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 tiny happy little island. And I know why they call it One Happy Island or One Little Happy Island, because it is just the most calm, serene place. The sunsets were sunsetting, okay? The food was amazing. We stayed at the Divi Tamarind. It's not the most luxurious of accommodations, and the people there weren't like the friendliest, but it was just such a phenomenal trip. Again, our usual 4-day in and out. And we just enjoyed each other so much. Like I said, our favorite things were the sunsets, and the water was outstanding. Like, the water was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I was just happy to be able to get off the resort. Like, we even like took a cab downtown. We shopped at like the luxury shops. We went to Rolex and Louis Vuitton, which we went into Louis and we were testing out fragrances. He can never wear Louis Vuitton fragrances. His arms broke out in hives. I probably can never wear them around him. So ixnay on that. But like, just seeing him like, you know, in those stores and like introducing him more and more into like, you know, the world of luxury. It was really, really nice. We went into Prada. I got to get my hands on that raffia tote. The large one, which the lady tried to tell me, this is exclusive to the islands. I was like, no, it's not, because I went home and found it online. But that price point is a little crazy. However, it was just nice to get off the resort and to go down into town. And I know you can do that in other places, but it just felt different and safer. We went downtown, we walked around, we got on scooters, we rode the scooters back. We took a picture by the Aruba sign. Like, it was nice. Like, I'm not one to be in a resort and just doing the same thing, eat, sleep, drink for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, no. Like, I loved getting out and being active, and we had a really, really good time. So we hit up Aruba, and then we come back from Aruba and we get Gianna that weekend, and Joey's like, we're gonna go look at dogs. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And like I said, he had never had one. He's been saying, I want a dog, I want a dog. And I'm like, we still have these 2 cats. Like, you know, and they've already been having a hard time. Like, from December when I moved in up until I'd say maybe 4 weeks ago, excuse my French, those hoes were vomiting all day, every day. Like, not both of them, it's just Hunter. Hunter's anxiety, like, he was just vomiting every day. And it's because, like, I know that cats naturally like to hide. They destroyed under my last couch. So, our couch now is low profile. They can't go under it. I have it pushed up against the window. They can't get behind it. So there's nowhere, I don't have any tunnels for them because it's not aesthetically pleasing. Like, I'm a mess. I'm probably not a good cat dad, but I think that because they have nowhere to be a cat, that bothers Hunter. So he was vomiting. And then, you know, we go look at dogs, and I'm the one who walked in and was like, she's pretty, let's play with her. And then next thing you know, wrapping her up, and we have a dog. Her name is Madison. I would bring her in right now, but she's in the room with Joey because she just gets too excited. I will pop in some pictures of her. She's so beautiful. She's a mini golden doodle, but she's getting big. I'm really concerned. She was born March 29th, and it's now, she's 6 months. But she just seems, she's still small, but like, I feel like she's bigger than we thought she'd be. But she's such a cutie pie. Of course, I want to buy her all the things, all the clothes, all the toys. I'm looking at the Louis collars. I'm looking at the Tiffany collar, the leash and all the stuff. I want to get her all the cute things. But yes, so we left Gianna's, I'm sorry, let me also include in that right there. It was June 16th that Gianna graduated 4th grade. I'm so proud of her. So where she lives, 5th grade starts middle school. So she's going to middle school with a locker. She's a big girl. And so after her graduation that day, we did the graduation ceremony and the little get together afterwards. And then she came back home with us. And we woke up that Saturday, and that's when Joey's like, well, let's go look at a dog. And he's like, you know, it'll be like he denies this. Today he denied it. He's like, I didn't say that it was my Father's Day or a birthday gift, but that day he was like, it's my Father's Day, birthday, her graduation gift. And I'm like, all those things. Like, you guys, she's yours. Like, but you know how it is. You say you don't want an animal, and then you're in the mix of taking care of them and helping and doing all the things. So June 17th, we came home with a baby girl named Madison. And she's been a handful since we got her. And of course the cats were like, who is this hoe? Like, who is this? And she's here and we're almost outnumbered. 3 humans and 3 animals, and I will not be outnumbered. Even if I see like a spider, any other living thing that's not a human that comes in here, I'm losing it, okay? I'm completely losing it. So like I said, speaking of Father's Day, like he said that was his gift to himself and Gianna's graduation, the dog. I forgot what I got him for Father's Day. But for Father's Day, he got me, what did I get that? I think we got him like a bunch of, like we put together like a basket for him for Father's Day. And for me, for Father's Day, he got me a brand new iPhone, which is somewhere around here, iPhone 14. I usually stay a phone behind, but I really wanted to get the 13 for myself. Couldn't find it. He's like, that's it. You're getting a brand new phone. So I came home from work, and he had the Apple bag, and I'm just like, you are my Apple pusher. Like I never told you guys, but our first Christmas together, he got me the iPad Pro Max. And then for Valentine's Day this year, he got me a brand new MacBook Pro. And now for Father's Day, he gets me a brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max. So he definitely is my Apple pusher, but I think I'm all set up now. I don't need anything else. But yeah, so that was Father's Day for us. And then I think the next thing I did this summer was like, I've been outside but doing family things. Like my first time going like outside was for my girl Chi Lux. Hey girl, it was her birthday. I'm sorry, she's not Chi Lux anymore. Lavishly Chi. Woo! My mind. Lavishly Chi-Chi's birthday is the last week of June, but I couldn't link up with her until July 1st. So July 1st, I linked up with her. We went to the city. I took her to Beauty in Essex. First time that she's been there. I haven't been there in a couple years. So it was nice to go back and just, the food is stellar. The experience is stellar. If you guys don't know, Beauty in Essex has like a storefront, kind of like a pawn shop, but then you go behind this like secret door, and it's this beautiful restaurant that has 2 stories. I haven't been up there in so long, but yeah, like I used to frequent there a lot. But it was a nice time. She looked gorgeous, okay? So that was, like I said, the first weekend in July. And then I think, it's weird, I think that was July 1st, but then I turned around and July 4th, I had like family over, just my sisters and the kids, and Steph, you guys remember Stephanie? I'm not sure, you guys should remember Stephanie. She went to like picnic with me, and like she's popped up on my channel a few times. She's family. She's our sister cousin. So Stephanie was here with her baby boy, Chazzy Poo. So it was nice to just have family over for the 4th of July. It was the first time I think I had people here. I'm lying, because I had people over in February when Joey and his best friend went to California for a long weekend. But anyway, that was 4th of July. And then you guys know my darling sister, who is sometimes like my daughter, my best friend, my right hand, left hand, my brain sometimes, Carla. She moved into not our building, like she moved into the 3rd and last phase of this apartment complex. She moved in on August 5th. I am so, so proud of her. She did this all on her own. Like Joey and I were there when she got her brand new car in March. And, we basically were there through this whole process of her moving here. And she's not even 30 years old, but she's doing such big things. And I have to say, I never mentioned this on this channel, but like our dad died in 2019, right after my birthday. And I was just newly in my apartment, and it was just crazy. Like, not to put too much out there, but like, she did a wellness check on him. I told her to go there, and like, she found him. It was just a horrible, horrible experience. But I have to say that in his absence, she has really just blossomed. And like Joey being in my life and in our lives, and they have a great relationship. Like she talks to Joey at this point more than she talks to me, I feel like. But just him being like that father / big brother figure in her life, like purchasing her brand new car, moving into her new apartment. Like, that's it. I don't know why it's so important to me to see that and to be a part of it. But I'm so proud of her. She's been such a big help to us when we went away, which I'll get into where we went. Again, we went on another vacation. We went away. She had the dog for the week. She came and checked on the cats. Even when we went away before, she'll be walking around like, hey, I'm going for a walk. Did you want me to take the dog for a walk? Like, she's just a phenomenal auntie, sister, friend. Like, I love my sister. I'm so proud of her. I'm going to plug her company, okay? Corinne Digital. She's not doing like no small little stuff over here. Like, she's working with like Ebony Magazine and like big names, and she's becoming, her name is being thrown around in some big circles in the media industry. Like, you know, some of her friends, I will plug them to Tequila, Jalen, Carla, like they all have their own PR firm, digital marketing firms. Like, these young Black girls are winning. They're killing it, okay? So I'm just so proud of her. And I'm happy to have her as our neighbor. So she moved in August 5th. August 8th, which I think was a Monday or Tuesday, my friend Timmery and I went to go see Sam Smith. And I was just like, at that point, I was going back and forth. I'm not going to see Beyonce. I'm going to see Beyonce. And I was like, well, those tickets are crazy. And we have been doing so much financially. I was just not dropping that kind of money on a ticket. But I was like, I can drop $200-$300 to see Sam Smith. And I love Sam Smith. Like, I loved him before he was mainstream, just like Yebba. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love these underground artists before they blow up. And so I've been following him since the beginning. And it was just nice. It was my first time seeing him, and we just jammed to all the songs. It was so nice. So that was August 5th. And then we turned around and we went on vacation, I think on the 13th. We had been planning all year, saying we wanted to take Gianna somewhere. We wanted to get her a passport too and start letting her see the world. So we did it in such a fashion that this time we used our timeshare and we stayed at a family 5-star resort, which is La Fiesta Americana, which is like, again, a part of our timeshare. And it was a really, really nice resort. Big, you could tell like it, I mean, it still is a nice resort, but you could tell like back in the day, like it was like the place to be. And again, it still has that allure, but in the day of like modern, minimalist, sleek, aesthetic kind of places, like I don't know if like the people are gravitating like that. Maybe like big families congregate there. It was nice. I went jet skiing for the first time. I do not know how to swim, but Joey made me feel comfortable enough. He went on the jet ski, or Gianna went on the jet ski with him. I went on my own, and you guys, we were just like kind of like by the resort. And the guys kept saying, come, let's go further out. And Joey and Gianna are just like getting it, right? And I'm like, at one point I looked up, I'm like, they left me, but I was just kind of like by myself. And then you know where there's seaweed, and like once you get to a part of the ocean and it's just like whoosh, and it's just all crystal blue water. And I looked back and I was like, oh my gosh, I am far. But I had the time of my life. I wish that I had a GoPro that I could have worn on me or like had on the jet ski just so I could have captured that. But there was a photographer who obviously we got pictures and I'll insert some of them. But it was such a great time. The kids club was not that like I'm not a kid, but if you guys have kids and you wind up going to this place, I promise you, I hate the word kids, children. If you have children and you wind up going to this place, their kids club, children's club is the most stellar thing I've ever seen, okay? Like, I will insert pictures. Like, it's just so perfectly crafted and curated, and oh my gosh, it's such a great space, even though Gianna was like, no. There were really no kids there, and she was just like, I'd rather stay with you guys the whole time. So we were there for 7 days, and you guys, I think I went in 2018 for the first time in my adulthood for a 7-day vacation to Mexico. And I have a vlog. I'll leave it linked up here. I went with my sister and some of our friends, and I don't need 7 days. First of all, here's 2 things I don't need. I don't need a 7-day vacation unless I'm like backpacking through Europe, or like I'm in Thailand or I'm Bali or something and I'm just like running around. But being on a resort in August, I will never go to Mexico again in August. It felt like I was in Satan's soup, okay? The pool was hot. The ocean was not refreshing. I mean, I got in both of them, but it just wasn't refreshing. Do you know what I'm saying? So like never doing that again. But again, great resort. The food was good. They tend to be very picky. Like they didn't like the Mexican place. But all of like the breakfast buffet was beautiful. Like the buffet was buffeting, okay? That was great. And like the restaurants, I love the decor. Like where I think the resort is lacking, like on the outside facade, I think their restaurants, what they did down there, like design wise, aesthetic wise, if they kind of bring the rest of the resort up to par, bar none, it'll be jumping. Especially for families, I think it's such a beautiful place. And I will be inserting pictures, if I have not already, of like the restaurants. Like the Italian restaurant was gorgeous. Okay, the hibachi place was stunning, and we went there one night. We went to the steakhouse, which was also beautiful. So like just so many. It was beautiful. The restaurants were beautiful, and I enjoyed the food. So that was what we did for a week from August 13th to the 20th. And then I missed my sister Wendy's 40th birthday. Like she didn't want to do anything anyway, but like, cause she bought a house. I'm so proud of her. But I wasn't here for like our other sister Lauren, and I think Stephanie and two other friends just popped by with cupcakes and balloons. And her birthday was on the 20th. I think they did that on the 20th or the 21st, and we got back and like had to get situated and stuff. So I did not see her for her 40th, but we're trying to go see Usher. That's going to be her big 40th birthday bash. I just heard that he's gonna take his residency on tour, which relieves the stress of us trying to get to Vegas before December. So, but anyway, so yeah, that brings us to September, and it was our anniversary. And I mentioned earlier in the year that I was like, our first year love story surrounded New York City. This second year, Gianna has been such a big part of our lives, and I'm just thankful that I've been brought full circle into the fold. So I was like, why don't we just, have her be with us for our anniversary? So again, last minute, trying to figure out what to do, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let's go to a farm. Let's pick fruit, vegetables, like whatever, and just have a nice, beautiful day. And that we did. It was such an easy breezy day that night. There's a couple towns over from us, which we love. We found this really great restaurant, Basilico Italian. We went there for dinner. It was outstanding, top tier, 10 out of 10. So we did that. And then that was our anniversary. I got 2 dozen roses for my anniversary. And for him, let's put it this way. Last year was so over the top. Like, how do you follow up with that, right? So I didn't know what to do, what to get him. And like I said, I knew we were going to be kind of low key this year. But thankfully, we were shopping for back to school suits for him. He's the big dog. He's the boss. So we were shopping for suits, and we came across a place that had a really, really cool special. And it was like buy 3 suits, 3 shirts, 3 ties, 3 pocket squares. Think that's it. Oh, and 3 pair of socks. And, we were going through the motions. He was about to buy him, and something in my mind clicked and was like, hello, perfect, anniversary gift. So I was like, nope, I got this. And I was like, happy anniversary, babe. So that's what we did. Just kind of going with the flow. Last big thing was my birthday, which is not a big thing. I have this weird thing about birthdays, which I did so much in my 20s. I partied, I think my last big party, my 25th, my mom threw me a big party on the rooftop of the Dream Hotel in Midtown. I've done all the things for my birthdays. My sisters have thrown me surprise parties at some of the most top tier restaurants. And I just, maybe because I'm not really feeling myself, I don't like how I look, so I don't want to be in pictures right now. But I'm I celebrate every day. Joey and I wake up every day and we pinch ourselves and say, we're so blessed, we're so lucky. In this crazy world, we are truly blessed. Hello, look where we live, how we live. So I'm in a space right now, and I feel like it's temporary. Maybe I'll turn up for my 45th or something, but right now I'm just it's a birthday. And I kind of just, try to stay away from them. So I didn't want to do anything for my birthday, but Joey did get me going back to him investing in this channel, he got me a camera, a new Canon, but he didn't realize that it was I think it was used refurbished, but it didn't come with warranty or anything. So I was just I'd rather let's just send it back. We'll get something else. And I keep teasing him, like, there's a gold love ring on Fashion File that I want. And I'm like, can you please just take that money from the camera, you know, get my ring from Fashion File? And he's like, no, I got your ring last year. I'm not doing that again. So I'm like, well, you can just get me a gift card and I'll get the ring. But, you know, so, you know, we're going to figure out what to get. But and even if I get nothing, right? Like, I'm just so blessed to live the life I live, to have the partner that I have, and just to be in the space that I'm in. And that leaves me with this. I was supposed to see Beyonce this weekend, okay? Like, I kept putting it off with all the things I shared with you guys from this year. And I'm like, I can't go that weekend, can't go this weekend, can't fly here, can't fly there. And so I said, I'm gonna go see her on the last show in St. Louis. I can go see Kira. Hey, babe. Is it St. Louis? Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, Kansas City. And I was like, I'll go see Kira, like, you know, relax. I've had coffee. If you don't know her, follow her. And I was like, it's the last show. I'm sure it'll be stellar. It'll be the perfect end to an amazing summer / year, whatever. Not year, but you know what I'm saying. And I was like, I'm not doing it. But then Mr. Man comes home 2 days ago and he's like, you got to go see Beyonce. And I was like, I'm not going. And he's like, no, I know you really want to go. Let's look at flights. Let's try to see if the ticket prices dropped. You know, the resale tickets on Ticketmaster. And some were like $1,500, $1,300, which I was like, eh. But then I was like, by the time I like had to now within 40, because he came home Thursday and said this, and the concert's today, Sunday the 30th. Okay. I'm sorry. Today's October 1st. Today's October 1st. Oh my gosh. So he came home Thursday and said this, and the concert's today, and I was like, I have 40 hours to turn around and get a haircut, get an outfit. Like, I gotta show up and show out for a mother. So I was like, I didn't sleep that night, and I was like, I can't stand you, because now I'm up, I'm thinking all the things, all the scenarios. How can I get there? Is it bus? Is it train? Am I walking? Am I running? How am I getting to see Beyonce? But you know, I woke up and I was just like, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's not going to happen. And not to mention, we were out last night in the city with some friends, and I just came across a post. I don't know how true it is or not, but they're saying that she might be taking her world tour to not just Europe and the USA. She might be taking it to South America. And we had already talked about going to Brazil as our trip in February. So I'm like, if she is going to South America, we're gonna redirect that trip to land wherever and whenever she does in South America, if that happens. But that is pretty much it, you guys. Thank you for catching up with me. So sorry that this video was so long, but you know the Virgo in me was not going to allow myself to come back without some sort of what's the tea, what's going on, here's what I've been up to, what have you been up to, like what kind of friends well, a lot of people do get together and just kind of say like, oh my God, you know, and pick up where they left off, but you still want to know what your friend has been up to. And you guys are my friends. I want to know what you guys have been up to. I also have been, if you guys can't tell by some of my last shorts that I placed on my YouTube channel, as well as I've been posting and been more active on my Mikahson Manor Instagram page, which is all things home. I am in my domestic era. I'm in my organization era, and I cannot wait to bring full-length videos to you guys on all the things I've been doing around the house. Let me know what you guys are looking to see from me. And also, I know a few people have been asking for years for a watch collection video, and finally a bag collection video. I have not shopped this whole year. Well, it's a lie now, because I did buy myself something for my 42nd birthday, and all I'm gonna say is blue 42, blue 42. Keep that in mind as the anticipation builds up for the unboxing of my birthday gift that I got for myself. And I also purchased some Hermes home items last year in anticipation of moving into this place. So I'm gonna finally do an unboxing of those, or like a reveal of those. There's two things that are still in the box, but it is some home items that I do want to share with you guys. And outside of my, like I said, the birthday gift I purchased for myself in September, I have not shopped because luxury has been looking like a bunch of other things for me this year. But I'm rambling. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And again, drop me a comment on all the things you want to see, what you saw in this video, what you want to see in the future. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.